And welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Tennova Healthcare. I want to tell everybody out there about a great event that's coming up thanks to Tennova. It's going to be August 28th at the Foundry at World's Fair Park. Doors open at 10:30. As you see, it's a free event. Lunch is going to be provided. It's a panel discussion. If you're someone who's dealt with joint pain, spine pain, hand injuries, and gee, I'm guessing there's none of these ex-Vols here that have dealt with any of that. There's probably not an original knee in the bunch. We get spine pain, joint pain, hand injuries. If you've dealt with any of that, go down to this seminar, and they're into free screenings. In addition to everything else, it's a tremendous opportunity to learn more. Now, you got to register. You got to go to the phone number there. You got to go to Tennova.com to learn more. But here's the big draw. Our own Sterling Hinton is going to be the MC at this thing.
Baby.
So, all right. Speaking of Sterling, let's go ahead and announce.
He's never been injured.
Yeah.
I wish that was true.
We had
That's
great
shoulder.
protection.
Oh, shoulder, foot, everything.
All right, let's introduce these guys. We got over here our quarterbacks that we have every fall, and we're going to have you again this year. Former Vol quarterback Bobby Scott is right there.
Great to be here.
And I'm sure you saw this. This was last year. Someone just brought it to me. This is a Chattanooga area magazine that ranks the all-time greatest high school football quarterbacks or players to come out of the Chattanooga area. You're number 2. What do you think, number 2, behind Steve Sloan? You should have taken that up with somebody.
I would put my record up against his.
There you go. There you go. That's pretty
All I'll
good.
say.
That's pretty good, though. You're number 2 in the entire history of Chattanooga high school football. It's pretty good, Bobby.
It was very nice of them to do that.
Right here.
Is that the 50-year one?
Yeah.
I think I'm actually 25th. In it.
How much did it cost you to get in there? I'm just kidding. All right. Sterling Hinton, former Vol quarterback from Passaic, New Jersey. I haven't seen, nobody's giving me any magazines from Passaic.
It's
so I got
coming,
nothing.
baby. Give me something to live for.
And then right over here, very happy to have a couple of former Vol offensive linemen here. David Douglas, good to have you with us, buddy.
Good to be here.
And right there, John Bruin, good to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, that last segment, you guys were in the wings and saw the defensive lineman saying, the defensive line's going to be fine. It's the offensive line that's fresh meat. It's a direct quote. Let me turn it around and ask you guys. Offensive line, you're replacing we'll start over here. All 5 new. It's not 4 breaking in one guy. It's not 3 and 2. It's all 5 new. What do you think?
No doubt it's going to be tough. I mean, 4 offensive linemen can block right, and one guy can break down, and it breaks down the whole play. So that's a big difference, and especially with offensive guys being a whole lot smarter than the defensive guys. I'm gonna get beat after we get out of here. But no, I think it's really going to be tough. But especially there's been 6. The guys that are coming back, there's 6 starts.
6 combined starts.
Out of that, and I believe that's maybe one guy. And we've got a JUCO guy that's coming up that's still got to learn the system.
Yep.
That can probably throw some help in at tackle. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough on them.
John, one thing I would think that would be very difficult, I mean, the offensive line, it's communication, and it's also, there's got to be trust involved, and you got to know what the guy on either side of you is going to do.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just
It's all
turn
about
that on.
Yeah, it's 2 things in offensive line we know is the snap count and the play. And every play is designed to score, but you got to be in the playbook and be prepared for every game. And that's one of the things we did. And being young, I heard there's some pretty good linemen that left here. So I'm sure they left a legacy for those guys to build on, just like we had for us when we played. We had David Moon, Bill Mayo, and guys that were really smart and really good players that we followed. And I'm sure these guys will follow the same suit and do good.
Guys, let's take it over to the quarterbacks. To be honest, he can't be. Bobby, I'll start with you. You're stepping out there as a quarterback. You got 5 new guys in front of you. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that, I've worked with these guys in practice. I've seen them work and everything.
Here comes the spin.
I'm going to have confidence in them till they give me something to not have confidence in.
Is that what you said to me earlier off camera? Is that, I don't think that's okay. Okay, that's a good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
It's the truth.
Yeah, politically correct answer. Very good.
I'm not
nothing
political.
to do with jitters. All right, Sterling, your thoughts?
My thoughts is, it's all about continuity. It's all about game time continuity, and you get that, and you get all mature during the season. And I think these guys, being coached by Coach Mahoney, are going to be ready as they can be as rookies. But hey, don't count them out till they give you a reason to. These guys are playing for the University of Tennessee. These guys
That's
have
what
some.
I said, wasn't it?
Hey,
Don't count them out. till-
Okay.
absolutely. And the University of Tennessee
They'll
has
be
stepped
okay.
up our recruiting. We've got guys that come to our school with skill, and it's a no scrub rule on the team right now. So some guys have to step up, and their numbers is called right now.
Let's flip it around and talk about, let's say you're a veteran offensive line or veteran quarterback, and you know you got an all-new defensive line over there. What are your thoughts?
I'll tell you what mine are. If I got a veteran offensive line like I had John Brew in my freshman year and a couple of guys, Harry Galbraith, let me tell you, I'm going right to him. 3rd and 6, I'm running the ball, baby. I'm running the ball, baby. Yes, sir.
You're going to want to test those guys, aren't you? I
When he
mean,
came in, this is honest truth. I'd say, Sterling, what did you say? What was that play again? 'Cause he'd be so hyped up. He'd be like, blah, 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 blah.
That is-
Jim Francis was like so clear. I mean,
that is
it
hard
made
to
me-
believe. Sterling?
We did a couple of huddle fights, but at Boston College, man, he was on the money.
But in terms of looking as an offensive lineman across at inexperienced defensive linemen, at least in terms of starts, I mean, you got to the same way defensive linemen looking at fresh offensive linemen, you got to be thinking this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's exactly the same way these guys were talking about, with the offensive line. I mean, you want to go out and just smack them in the mouth as quick and fast as you can. But as Sterling said, the objective is run that football. And I mean, that's SEC anyway. We all know that, and I don't think it's ever going to change. But when you've got a young defensive line, if you were an experienced offensive line, of course we're not, but you run that football. And, hopefully it's going to come around where we can run that football.
And I would like to add, although we have some inexperienced defensive linemen, we've got a guy by the name of A.J. Johnson who's SEC all league. So I think he's going to supplement real well the inexperience he has in front of him with his natural skill.
And Kurt Magid's going to be back, and
baby.
that, how they use him and where they use him, that's going to be a big addition.
With
getting
our,
him back.
with our recruiting year that we've had, we got a lot of young guys, but we got a lot of young, talented guys, and you've got to look at that. These guys are going to step up and be players, and that's what we got to count on.
The question is just how long does the clock take
Yeah.
before they're there? I wish they had an easier start to the schedule. I wish they were opening with Chattanooga and a couple other cream puffs to start with. All right, when we come back, the state of the program. Where is it now? Where has it been? Is it headed in the right direction? We'll let these guys tell you what they think of Butch Jones and the state of the ball program. When we come back, it's hockey. We're changing this line for the next one. Come on back on the Sports Source.